Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and happy Extreme Chase Battle Race Night to you all. Welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network as we bring you live coverage from Talladega Superspeedway. The Extreme Motorsports Camping World Truck Series brings you the Freds 250 for Chase Race number 1. I am your commentator, Sean Zulu, and I am joined by Mason Kane and our producer, Dave. Evelyn, how are you guys doing tonight?
Great.
Doing wonderful there, Sean.
Well, tonight, once again, we are racing here at Talladega Superspeedway. Well, Dave, tell us a little bit about tonight's race, please.
Well, Sean, as you said, we are at Talladega Superspeedway. Looking right now, we have about an air temperature of about 78 degrees with a track temperature of 89 degrees. It is mostly cloudy with the wind out of the east, about 2.5 miles an hour.
And with that said, these drivers do have a 65% fuel limit. That is 65%, so they do have to pit at least once in order to be able to make it all the way for the full 80 laps. So like I pointed out, this is Chase Race number 1 for the Freds 250 here at Talladega. And just a little bit of a recap from the race before the chase last week at the UNOH 175 Watkins Glen. We had the 10 of Cole Glasson bring it home, the 04 Ryan Gable coming in second place, 09 Bryce Senesac third, 44 Bryant Ward fourth, the 6 of Tom Wetmore fifth, 68 Scott Simley 6th, the 77 of Tyler Holman 7th, the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach 8th, the 11 of Johnny Dressler 9th, and the 64 of Michael Knight did round up the top 10. And just a few interesting things that happened there. We had a lot of hard racing throughout the whole entire field, and that because it was their last opportunity to get locked into the points or either defend their spot in the points or try to get locked in. And also different pit strategies, which did spread out the field. We had a lot of drivers a lap down or more because of it. And Brian Senesac and Tom Wetmore tried to make it on just one pit stop, or one of the two pit stops that were required not to be able to make it all the way. But they ended up having to pit in, which did cost them a lot of time. And that high track temp did make the drivers become drifters due to the slick track. Those things were tail happy and just wanted to snap around. But it was an amazing race, over which did bring it down to 10 of Cole Glasson, 04 Gable, 09 of Senesac, 44 Bryant Ward, and the 6 of Tom Wetmore. And going to our current season standings, we have the 10 of Cole Glasson, the 44 of Bryant Ward, 09 of Bryce Senesac in third, 04 Ryan Gable fourth, 68 Scott Simley fifth, 29 Matthew Welsenbach sixth, 18 of Rick Donathan seventh, the 9 of Aiden Young eighth, the 6 of Tom Wetmore ninth, and the 11 of Johnny Dressler will round up the top 10 in points. And Mason, tell us about the drivers who are locked into the chase, please.
All right, like Sean just said, this is the first race of the chase here at Talladega Superspeedway, and I'll go over your 13 guys that are in the chase. First is Ryan Gable, second Tom Wetmore, third Cole Glasson, fourth Aiden Young, fifth Nate Lacombe, sixth Bryant Ward, seventh Bryce Senesac, eighth Scott Simley, ninth Matthew Walzenbach, 10th, Rick Dompton, 11th, Johnny Dressler, 12th, Mark Brown, and rounding out your 13th with 5 incident points all season long is Gary Wobold.
And with all those drivers you've mentioned, the Ryan Gable has 2 wins, Tom Whitmore 2 wins, Cole Glasson 2 wins, Aiden Young 1 win, and Ned Lacombe as well does have 1 win this season. Like you have pointed out, Gary Wobold having the best driving record or the cleanest driving record in this season, which does make him the 13th driver here for the chase. And we're currently under qualifying. We have a few seconds remaining until qualifying ends. And so far, we have the 6 of Tom Wetmore on the pole. And Mason, from experience, what would you tell us about Talladega? What do you think is the best way to maybe bring this thing home or at least have a chance?
Well, honestly, being in the chase, you don't want to make any drastic moves here in the first 50, 60 laps. But when you start getting to 70 and 80 or 10 laps to go, you kind of want to start making moves. But even that might be too late. But here you can definitely lose the race quick, but you can also win this race off of by a lot of luck. But someone I would watch is Aiden Young. He won at Daytona earlier this season. That's gonna be my pick to win. I'm just saying. I'm not.
Oh, 10-4, Mason. And also speaking of this track, yeah, these guys are very competitive, and just like you said, it might be too late with 10 to go, because this is a very, very strict field, which might mean it's going to be very, very difficult to make those passes, especially since these drivers are racing in the chase or competing in the chase. And we do currently have these guys gridding up, ready to go green here. So let's go over that list. We do have the 6 of Tom Wetmore once again on the pole. The 36 Nate Lacombe in second place. 04 of Ryan Gable third. 48 of Curtis Vollmer, 4th. 09, Bryce Senesac, defending champion, 5th. 73 of Mark Brown, 6th. The 12 of Damian Crump, 7th. The 77 of Tyler Holman, 8th. The 7 of Robert Victory, 9th. And the 4 of Brent Kuhl, running at the top 10.
In 11th, you have Don Kidder Jr. 12th, you have Matthew Walzenbach. 13th, Ryan W. Daniels. 14th, Cole Glasson. 15th, Rick Donovan. 16th, Vern Bradley. Starting 17th is Johnny Dressler. 18th, Matthew Skipper. And 19th, Jason Van Cleach. And rounding out your top 20 is Gary Wobold.
And that 50 of Scott Minton will round up come out in 21st place. The 9 of Aiden Young, 22nd, and will be the last truck to qualify. 68, Scott Simley, 23rd. 44, Bryant Ward, 24th. 64 of Michael Knight, 25th. And the 25 of Doug Blackman will be the 26th truck here at Talladega, as these guys are rolling. And Mason, I've noticed some drivers did choose to not qualify. Well, what's your opinion on that, Mason?
Well, my opinion is with these super speedways, I definitely lay in the back. I mean, I don't want to be up there while they're racing. Especially some of these guys. I'm not saying the guys aren't in the chase going to be driving hard, but I just wouldn't risk being up there, getting in a wreck, and kind of ruin your chase hopes. But you remember, you got that one faster pair, and these guys will definitely have to use that tonight. Maybe not.
Oh, 10-4. Yeah, that is absolutely right. Yeah, those guys do want to start in the back to avoid trouble when they do believe the trouble is up front. And if a wreck does happen up front, it usually does mean that will be the big one. And that is most likely, and that is definitely why we do see drivers breaking off into different packs to try and stay away from it, or maybe have enough reaction time to avoid getting caught up in it if anything were to happen. Right now, we do have the 6 of Tom Wetmore, the 04 of Gable on his rear end, the 36 of Lacombe with these 48 of Vollmer on his rear end. So I am very excited. It's going to be an amazing race. It's going to be a wild finish.
Yeah, watch out for these teams like Young Guns. I'm just going to say that right now because you'll see that carbon fiber paint scheme. I'm sure those guys are going to be working together tonight.
Yeah, a lot of teamwork will be very, very crucial for those green flag pit-stops and to maintain that draft and keep that momentum up as these guys do exit turn 4, getting bunched up nice and tight. Their pace car dips off. Their 6 of Wetmore still holding pace speed. These guys getting bunched up nice and tight. 48 bomb on the rear end of 36 of Lacombe. Gonna go green here shortly.
Yeah, as they come to the line, green flag is out here at Talladega Speedway. Tom Wetmore leading the pack on the front line.
Yeah, that 04 gave it to the assistance of the 6 of Wetmore. 48 of Bomber already in the rear end of the 36 of Nate Lacombe. Looks like the 09 of Brian Senesac and the 73 of Mark Brown were caught sleeping quite a bit, but they are catching up as we speak. And for the back behind the 12 of Damian Crum, 77 of Tyler Holman. These guys just getting comfy.
Yeah, bumper to bumper here, right here in the lead. But you see some of the guys towards the back. They'll come single file as they come down the Talladega super stretch.
Yeah, they're still getting up to speed. These guys, you know, they have a long way to go. So we most likely will see a lot of guys riding. Like you had pointed out, Mason, it's going to be very crucial to have a clean race, just so they can be able to see this until the end.
Yeah, remember these guys are in the chase right now as that 04 of Ryan Gable. I don't know if that Tom Wetmore is, but as they come down the front straightaway right here, Tom Wetmore is still your leader.
And Mason, it does seem as though right now the outside line just might not be the place to be. They have two trucks on the outside line against everybody else on that bottom lane. And basically what I'm trying to say is that where the more trucks are, that's where you want to be.
Yeah, that's Nate McCombie right there on the outside getting pushed by the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. But yeah, like you said, you want to be where most of the cars are, but you see that highline starting to stack up right there. Those guys might get some speed and might take a bit lead.
Yeah, that 73 of Mark Brown is bringing everybody with him. He does have the 77 of Tyler Holman behind him, and in third place in line, he does have the 4 of Brent, 29 of Matthew Wilsonbach. Big check on the bottom lane, big check as these guys get out of line to try and avoid getting into each other. They do go 3 wide. You see up all lanes, we do have the 7 of Robert Vick in the middle, 3 wide of the 18 of Jonathan in his rear end, the 12 of Damian Crump on the inside line right now, losing spots left and right, the 10 of Cole Glass on the outside, left out to dry.
Yeah, if that didn't get your attention as a racer, I don't know what does right here. But if you're in the back right now, you're definitely looking at these guys right now, and you're thinking they're going to wreck. But yeah, that was insane. You see the 04 got loose right there. But yeah.
Yeah, that was a very, very nice save on his part, and just because of that right there, Mason, everybody behind started to check up. They started hitting the brakes to slow down, and because of it, they did lose some time, namely the 53 of Matt Skipper with the 68 of Simlin. Further back, we also have the 44 Brand Ward with 25 of Doug Blackman and 50 of Scott Newton just riding single file.
Yeah, those guys are the ones I like to talk about because they're the ones that are just waiting for that mistake to happen up here, which we're probably 7 rows deep, 2 wide right now, right here up the front.
Yeah, speaking of some drivers who are waiting for some trouble to happen, the 5 of Gary Woolworth and the 9 Aiden Young, and third in line is a 13 of Ryan Daniels. Well, Mason, if the bad thing doesn't end up happening, if these guys do have green flag pit stops, it means those guys who are waiting for trouble to happen are screwed.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's also the other gamble you're going to take here at Talladega. But as you see, the 09 of Bryce Sinisek just dropped out of the pack right there on the back straightaway. And remember, he is in the chase, and he's your last year defending champion. So, and some strategy playing out on his part.
Oh, absolutely. You know, if it worked for him last season, it definitely will. Right now, he's most likely trying it again, going to try and stay out of trouble. Hey, if I were these drivers, I would be doing exactly what Bryce Sinisek is. And right now, he's been getting overtaken by the 5 of Woolbot and the 9, Aiden Young, and third in line, once again, the 13 of Ryan Daniels. But nope, the 5 of Woolbot has been hanging out to dry, left out to dry by the 9 of Young and the 13 of Daniels, who choose to push the 09 of Sinisek.
Yeah, as we go back up front right here, Tom Wetmore is right there on the back bumper of that 48. Curtis Vollmer is there on the inside, but don't forget about Nate Lacombe right there on the outside as that 73 of Mark Brown right there behind him.
And that 77 of Tyler Holman so far just seems to be keeping a good distance between him and the 73 of Mark Brown to avoid getting him loose, because when you do have 3 trucks pushing very closely, it does mean the truck in the middle usually does get loose, because it is the one that's most vulnerable in the draft. And right now we do have the 4 of Brent Coor, the 29 of Wilsonbach, just currently riding and content with riding. Well, Dave, let's ride with the 6 of Tom Wetmore, just so we can watch what it takes to be a good pusher. And Mason, it's only a matter of time before these pushers start overheating, and most likely have already started overheating, because this is lap number 6.
Yeah, no doubt, which that's one of the things you don't want to do here at Talladega is get your car hot, because once you do that, your engines just might give out. But yeah, this 06, you see, I mean, not 6. You see the 6 just kind of suck up and kind of lay back off, but you know, that's the smart thing to do to conserve your engine.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The way he's backing off right there, that lets us know he is cooling it, allowing some air to get into that motor to avoid blowing it up. And so the 73 of Mark Brown on his outside line doing the exact same thing. And that does cause the 36 of Lacombe to lag back quite a bit. So the 73 of Mark Brown just doesn't seem to have the motor just yet. And because of it, that does cause a lot of trucks to get bunched up.
Yeah, we have 11 cars right here in this lead pack, but if you take a look at behind them, that you see that single file line. In some cases, that single file line will be faster than that side by side because if you're not really battling with somebody, but this single file can catch up in a heartbeat if they really wanted to. But they're really playing it smart here at Talladega.
Yeah, I do have a feeling that once those green flag pit stops start kicking in, those guys will have their hammers down to the floor to try and catch up the lead pack to pit in together. But it's going to be it's very dangerous to pit in as a whole entire pack because it does cause a lot of confusion.
Yeah, it's usually where you see your incidents here at Talladega and Daytona coming into the pits. But as you see, this battle has been heated all race long between Nate Lacombe and that was at the 48 of Curtis Malmer. Oh, 4 got loose right there coming into turn 3.
Oh, that did cause everybody on the bottom lane to back off to give him some room, and that was a nice save on his part. Well, Mason, it's not easy to save a truck here at Talladega doing 20 miles an hour. When you touch that apron, it's usually the end of it.
Yeah, these guys are rounding about in the mid 190s, which is crazy to say, but when you... Oh, they're wrecking up high. 36 got into the 6, which that caused a huge wreck in the big one.
Oh man, the 12 of Damian Crump was involved. 36 Nate Lacombe was involved. It did have a big pile up. We had the 14 as well. Vern Bradley, 22. Jason Van Cleef, big wreck. Come on, let's focus on the 6 of Tom White. Very unfortunate.
Well, looking at our replay, it looks like 36 just got to his outside of that back bumper of the 6 of Tom Wetmore. Kind of hooked him and sent him for a ride, causing a big wreck there on that stretch.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate for all drivers involved in that. The 6 of Tom Wetmore is currently on pit road as we speak, getting some damage fixed. And hold on, that did not bring out a caution?
No, it looks like we are still green flag racing.
Well, I'm listening right now, but race control John Houston just said something about yellows are not on, so this is gonna make things interesting. But you hear Rick Jonathan talking about right now. I think he just said something about a new room starting up, screenshot the where everybody is. Which this is kind of one of those things in sim racing where you'll get messed up like that and make a mistake, but so.
Yeah, absolutely. That will affect a lot of drivers. As right now we only have, we do have a very, small packs throughout the whole entire field. We have the 04 of Cable, 73 Mark Brown, 48 of Curtis Vollmer on that bottom lane. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick commercial break real quick so we can get everything situated. We'll be right back, so stay tuned.
Drivers, start your reading. Motor Sim Racing Magazine is the first and only magazine dedicated to sim racing. Every month we'll be covering the hot topics around the world of sim racing. So if you're looking to be in the know, go to www.motorsimsracing.com. You will find articles from your favorite drivers, leagues, and other prominent people in the sim racing community. Want an update of your favorite league? We got it. Want to learn the basics on finding a perfect league for you? We got it. Want to know more about how leagues are run? We got it. So remember, when you want to know what's going on in the sim racing world, go to www.motorsimracing.com.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Xtreme Motorsports Camping World Truck Series for the Fred's 250 continuing chase race number 1, where we do apologize for the difficulties that we had. We had a rain delay, but the race control was able to dry the track off, and everybody's now back on the track and ready to go green. And now we do have the 6 of Tom Wetmore, who will be starting on the pole with the 36 of Nate Lacomi right behind him, and the caution has just flown, so these guys can get situated.
Yeah, like you said, everybody's back situated, and before we left right there, before that rain hit us, huge wreck, which, I mean, kind of affected things, but it kind of didn't. But yeah, these guys, you can tell, they might be calm, but they might get fired back up after waiting that long to get back in those trucks.
Oh, absolutely. But, you know, some drivers will be happy because they are all able to get bunched up with the whole entire pack to do it again. And that will give them an opportunity to more, and that won't give them the risk of them pitting in alone compared to when they were alone, broken up. As right now, these guys are catching up to that pace car. There is an 8 Lacomi, the 73 Mark Brown, 48 Curtis Vollmer, Tyler Holman, Ryan Gable, Damian Crump, Robert Victory, and so on, further back in the pack.
Yeah, some of those guys probably be hard charging back up there, but kind of like before, you'll see some guys kind of lay back there, and we'll probably have around 70 laps to go when we go back green flag racing. But yeah, you might see you're going to see some strategies once again.
Oh, absolutely. Different strategies will play a key factor here. You know, we do have a lot of teams out there who will be wanting to get, the drivers will be trying to get bunched up together to pit in as a whole, as a pack of a team pack, I guess you can say, so they can be able to bring this thing home together. And Mason, it makes me wonder, you know, I mean, we do have a lot of drivers in teams who are racing in the chase. You know, when you're racing against your own teammate, that makes things really interesting and really complicated.
Yeah, here at Talladega, I feel like it's kind of the opposite, because you'll see some of these guys, especially on different teams. I mean, on the same team, like by example, Young Guns. Those guys are all in the chase. So if you see them guys locked together, you better watch out, because you know those guys are gonna be working for us. But like you said, it's gonna get kind of crazy when we go back to the 1.5 miles, because when you race that hard with each other, you definitely don't want to ruin each other's chance. But yeah.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You know, once it comes down to it, I want to win it. You know, you might be my teammate, but hey, I care about me more when it comes down to it in the long run. But hey, maybe they might help, just like you said here at Talladega, they'll help each other. But when it comes down to those miles and a half, that's going to be a different story.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, it might come into play here, like you said. But I don't know, if I was with my teammate, I don't know how I feel about it, honestly, coming off turn 4. But I definitely want to be the teammate in the lead, no doubt.
Oh, absolutely. Too bad we can't have more than one champion. So, I mean, these guys are all champions, but yeah, we can only have one champion. So this does make things very interesting. You know, all these guys will be trying to occupy the same amount or the same type of estate.
Yeah. One thing to look out for is when these guys will pit on the long run, since we're gonna have 70 laps to go when we come back green. But just remember, these guys definitely won't make it on fuel, so just watch out for those pit stops.
And right now I'm also looking at the track temp. Once again, it is 108 degrees. That is 108 degrees Fahrenheit, so it is on the high side, and that does wear tires out more. But Mason, the good thing about Talladega is you don't really need tires that much, but if you do end up taking no tires, you will be getting very loose, which becomes very dangerous.
Yeah, no doubt. You see some of these guys slide today for sure. When you get up on that high line, or even on the low line, if you touch that apron, you'll get sideways. And we've seen that before tonight already. You'll see some great saves out there because how hot the track temperature is.
Oh, we do have some trouble on the track here under caution. So instead of Tyler Holman in the grass. Not sure exactly what happened on that. That was very, very unfortunate.
Oh my goodness, that was the 77 of Tyler Holman. Was that the 04 of Ryan Gable? Is that who that is? Yeah, yeah, I don't know. If we had a bloopers reel for Xtreme Motorsports, that'd be one of them for sure.
Yeah, looks like. By the sounds of it, it was some technical difficulties on the 04 of Gavo. He had no control of it. It looks like these guys are bunched up nice again, and we'll be still going green. They're trying to get situated. Oh, looks like caution has been extended to get these guys bunched up again.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't really know what happened between there or between the 04, but hopefully, I don't know if that has damage on the 04, but it'd more likely affect the 04 more than it would the 77 because 77 just got clipped, but the 04 had. I mean, if he has anything, he has a little bit of front left damage, which when you're under these drafting conditions, you don't want damage like that because it'll just slow you down in the long run.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You know, when you do have front end damage like that and you are in clean air, that will slow you down a lot. But if you're lucky enough, if you have someone pushing you, that most likely will counter it. So he has some team. The good thing is he does have the 12 with Damian Cramp, who will be pushing him once this thing goes green this time by. So he is in luck. He's in the middle of the whole pack.
Yeah, in luck, but sometimes in danger right there in the middle of the pack. You never know what's going to go on right there.
Yeah, and that's why we see most drivers starting in the back. But you know, when it really comes down to it, trouble can find you anywhere. It can happen in the middle of the pack, front of the pack, or the rear of the pack. So you just have to hope for the best and be at the right place at the right time, or at least hope you're going to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, no doubt. The worst thing you're going to see tonight, which it drives me insane when I see drivers do this, when you're in the back and you get into that incident because you just didn't slow down. Like, I don't know, it's like one of my biggest pet peeves. If you're in the back, just patient. Don't go wide open through the wreck. Just lock it down and just be patient. I mean, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. I saw it in the last wreck, but as we go down the back straightaway right here, we're about to take the green flag.
Yep, these guys are getting bunched up once again. The 6 of Wetmore will be the leader of the bottom lane with the 73 of Mark Brown on his rear end. The outside will be led by the 36 of Nate Lacombe with the help of the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. And for the back in the pack, we do have the 50 of Scott Mitten running up the rear with the 13 of Brian Daniels side by side with him.
Yeah, Curtis has been up there all day, such as the 6 and the 73 and the 48 or the 36 right there. He's been up there all day. Those are some guys to watch, especially as this race.
Yeah, as these guys do exit turn 4, getting bunched up, gonna go green again here. The pace car will be ducking off. The pace car is off. These guys get bunched up once again, trying to avoid getting checkups on those restarts. That's an intro Mark Brown bunching it up. 48 of Bowman is outside. 04 Gable, 77 Tyler Holman. The green flag flies. The 6 of Wedmore puts it down, catches everybody off guard. The 36 of Lacombe trying to catch up to him. He is clear of the bottom lane, but he does stay high. 6 of Wedmore will go to the high silent to assist the 36 of Lacombe, but goes back down to that bottom lane. 36 of Lacombe will follow him and leaving the 48 of Homer out to drive.
As the 6 of Tom Wetmore leads this pack down into turn 1 and 2 as they come off number 2 right here, side by side throughout the back stretch.
And because he did get a better start than everybody there, Mason, he has become a sitting duck. He did become a sitting duck, and that does cause the 48 of Homer, the 36 of Lacombe to clear that bottom lane, but they do decide to stay high, most likely to keep the 04 of Ryan Gable with them.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, as you see the 48 right there get a little loose. Is there 4 wide coming off turn 3 and 4 right there, which is not the place you want to be here at Talladega for sure.
And that's when Robert Victor did see that happen. He backs it off to avoid getting in trouble. And right now the 04 Gable goes down to that bottom lane, and that leaves the 7 of Victory to be the third truck on the outside, as that outside line is starting to get bunched up by the looks of it. The more bunched up they'll be once again, the more speed they'll get from it, as the 4 of Brent will be just pretty much lifting as we speak, trying to keep a distance between him and the 7 of Victory.
Yeah, no doubt. That high side right now is Shore is roaring right here on the back straightaway, and leading that pack is no other than the 36 Nate Lacombe.
And Mason, what it seems as what it looks like right now is the bottom lane is getting bunched up, and that is causing some checkups. So therefore, it is still keeping some gaps, but the outside is still being bunched up nice and tight. The 11 of Dressler gets loose of the back bumper. The 4 of Brent Kuhl was able to back off in time.
Yeah, but as we speak, up in the lead, new leader, 36 of Nate Lacombe, followed right there behind him is the 48 of Curtis Vollmer, yeah.
Yeah, and that 36 of Lacombe has been clear of that bottom lane, but decides to stay high to help the 48 of Curtis Vollmer, who is being assisted. Oh, actually, all 3 trucks just might be clear here before the turn 3.
Yeah, you don't want to ditch your teammate here. You don't have to be a teammate, but you definitely don't have to be a partner. But as you see, the 7 of Rubber Victory drop down low right there underneath the 48, as he has helped by the 6 right there behind him.
And now that will give the 73 of Mark Brown to be the 3rd truck in line on that bottom lane, but so far just backing off. And the status check on the 77 of Tyler Holman, who got a little bit of damage under that technical difficulties there. He is currently still doing a great job maintaining the draft. He does have the 04 of Gable behind him and 73 of Holman in front of him. Or the 73 of Mark Brown, that is.
Yeah, no doubt. But as they start getting heated up right here in the top 4 spots, you see the guys side by side as they come down the super stretch here at Talladega Speedway. Go ahead into turn 3 right here as the 7 Rubber Victory leader so far.
And Mason, we do have a second pack that's been formed further back in the pack, being led by the 53 of Matt Skipper. And right now he has a 44 of Bryant Ward behind him with a 5 of Woolbot leading the outside of the help of the 50 of Scott Mitten. You know, these guys you were talking about earlier, Mason, they just like to stay out of trouble, just trying to have enough time to react.
Yeah, but if you want to do that, you don't want to be racing like these guys are, which I mean, this is fine if you want to have a little bit of fun, but if you want to stay right there with that pack, you got to stay single file, which I think these guys are making the mistake of not doing, because you definitely want to stay with that lead pack. You don't want to create such a gap as these guys have.
Yeah, these guys are not bunched up too tight, and they are pushing about 190, 185 to about 190 miles an hour. Compared to the lead pack, that's pushing about 200 plus entering turn 3. So that is a very, very big speed difference of 10 plus miles an hour.
Oh, as we had trouble down in turn 3 for the big wreck, as those guys in the back have been waiting for.
Oh man, that's this 12 of Damian Crumples involved with the limit. Johnny Dressler took some air. So through Mark Brown, 48. Vollmer, the 04 of Gable, the 48 of Vollmer once again. 77 of Tyler Holman, 29 Matthew Wells in back. The 10 of Cole Glasson. Holy cow. On replay, let's focus on the 4 of Brent.
Well, as you said, we are going to go to our Dre Broadcasting replay, focusing on the 4 of Brent Kuhl as he was pushing there on the outside. He almost door checks the 6 of Tom Wetmore there coming into 1 and 2. As these guys are battling it out here, still waiting to see exactly what happened. Looks like Dressler, the 11, is right behind Brent Kuhl pushing here. As we see Glasson there going on the outside. As they are now coming here into turn 3 and 4. I'm still waiting to see it here. I'm not seeing exactly what happened. Looks like I am having some issues with my replay here. Well, we are going to stay focusing on the 4 of Brent Kuhl here to see if we can see exactly what happened. As he was following right behind Nate Lacamy and Curtis Vollmer here, coming back into turn number 1 and 2. Looks like they were bumper to bumper there. Brent gets a little bit out of shape, kind of goes up a little bit here. Looks like coming down the backstretch, they were all running double file here into turn number 3. Looks like Vollmer goes up and Nate Lacamy, Brent Kuhl kind of gets that run, gets down underneath of him, and that brings out the big one.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate by us, by the looks of it as well. The 4 Brent tried to lift to get out of it, but he got a bad bump from behind, which did increase his speed. And that did cause him to get into 48 of Vollmer, which did cause the big one up front. And because of it, we do have a lot of drivers on pit road, a lap down or more. 11 of Johnny Dressler, 73 Mark Brown, 29 Matthew Wells, and back 10 of Cole Glasson, all 4 of Ryan Gable. Well, Mason, that is going to shape and change a lot of things.
Yeah, as you see, Ryan Gable texted in the chat. His fast repair messed up, and he has a 32-minute wait. So I think that's done for Ryan Gable, which kind of stinks. But like you see in that wreck, all three of the Young Guns guys were involved in that wreck. Kind of stinks for their race hopes, no doubt.
And going back up front right now, we are being led by the 4 of Brent Kuhl. We have the 7 of Robert Victory behind him. 09 of Bryce Senesac will be in 3rd place, and looks like only 3 drivers haven't pitted in yet, and that is Robert Victory once again, Bryce Senesac, and the 4 of Brent Kuhl. But everybody else has pitted in, so the 4 of Kuhl will most likely be going down pit road as he puts that thing on the apron.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if he does, because he does have damage, no doubt, and that will definitely slow you down in these faster tracks.
Yeah, and he's actually going to be followed by 7 of Robert Victory, as the 09 of Senesac does decide to stay out, but Rick Donathan will be the 3rd truck to follow down pit road.
Yeah, but we were talking about right there when that incident happened. We were talking about those guys in the back, and what happened right there, big wreck right there towards the front. So I mean, it pays off for them, no doubt.
And that does give us a new lead change as well. The 6 of Wetmore takes it back. 09 of Senesac 2nd. 36 Nate Lacombe 3rd. 12 of Damian Crump. And we are already back to 1 to green. These guys getting bunched up. Double file going to be going green again this time. And so we can have an amazing race. But man, this is going to upset a lot of drivers who were involved in that incident, because a lot of drivers are still down pit road right now getting some service.
Yeah, those might be some of the guys that just want to come in and check your tires and just make sure everything's all right. And those are the guys probably taking it conservative. But one thing I saw when that wreck happened was just disappointing, because, you know, it can really mess up another guy's race, is when you wreck like that and people don't hold their brakes. I'm not going to call anybody out here, but I saw it with a couple drivers, and they just let their car go where they want. And, I mean, it was multiple seconds after the wreck where you could have had it locked down, but they just wanted to go back in front of the field and kind of ruin someone else's day, which isn't cool, not at all, which kind of stinks.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, these guys don't do that intentionally. Most likely, they just couldn't react in time, and that would cause some problems. As these guys do get bunched up here in 2 turns, number 3 and 4. That 36 of Lacombe gets close to the back bumper of the 6 of Wetmore, the 09 of Senesac, leading the outside with the help of the 12 of Damian Crump, 77 of Tyler Homan, 3rd in line on the bottom lane, 53 Matt Skipper, 3rd in line on the outside. Well, Mason, take it away.
As Tom Wetmore, as the pace car pulls off right here on the front straightaway. Tom Wetmore, Bryce Senesac, Nate Lacombe as they'll lead him down the front straightaway. His pace car's off. Tom Wetmore will be taking the lead right here as green flag is out here at Talladega Superspeedway. Tom Wetmore jumps out to a strong lead and probably move up right there in front of the 09 of Bryce Senesac, as he looks like he will. 09 Bryce Senesac moves down right behind the 6 of Tom Wetmore.
And that does leave the 12 Crump on the outside, but he does catch a break in behind the 36 of Nate Lacombe, who jumps up to try and get that outside line going. The 12 of Damian Crump will follow him. So Tyler Homan will come on the inside of the 12 of Damian Crump, but so far doesn't seem to have it. And these guys did get a very good start compared to everybody else behind them.
Yeah, you see some of those guys started getting out single file at the beginning of this, which was not a bad idea. Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea if I was out there, for sure. The 36 jumped higher right there with the 12 right there behind him, and he'll have help.
And unfortunately, Vern Bradley will be trying to bring the 53 of Matt Skipper with him, who in line has the 50 of Mitten. Looks like everybody now starts to get bunched up. We have the 68 of Scott Simley leading the outside of the help of the 73 of Mark Brown, trying to catch up to their opponents or their peers who are leading the outside. There's Lacombe and a 12 of Damian Crump.
Yeah, like you said, the 68 and the 73 trying to catch that outside pack right there, which they're there, and then once these guys kind of start stacking up, they'll be there in a hurry, but it's going to make the outside lane faster when they get up there.
Yeah, and Mason, we also have some more drivers creating their own packs. We have the 18 of Jonathan trying to challenge the 22 of Van Fleck. Looks like Van Fleck just wants to ride, but the 18 of Jonathan wants to get up to that lead pack and be in range of the lead pack. And right now they are going to be side by side. And behind them we have the 48 of Curtis Vomert, the 9 of Aiden Young. We have 13 of Ryan Daniels lagging back quite a bit. He is the odd man out in this 3-track push or 3-track pack. with a 10 of Glass and 11 of Johnny Dressler. Going to be a 2-track pack further back in the field.
Yeah, as we head back up to the lead right here, the 36 of Nate Lacombe and the 12 of Damian Crump, they'll be your leaders right now, but the 6 of Tom Whitmore has something to say about that. As you see, the 09 Bryce Sensek drops down as he doesn't want any part of this lead pack.
Yep, he gets back onto the pack, onto the track behind the 50 of Scott Mitton, being overtaken by the 22 of Jason Van Click. He still stays on the apron. Maybe he does, just like you said, he might not want to be a part of that lead pack, or maybe just going back to pick up a teammate.
Yeah, either one, but you see him run out of real estate right there, especially trying to get back onto the track. Yeah, that's one thing about dropping out like that. You better make sure you have a spot to get back on the track, which he almost ran out of time right there.
Yeah, he was lucky enough to have the track clear to himself so he could come up without getting into traffic. And right now he is side by side with the 13 of Daniels, with the 9 of Eden Young in line, and being trying to catch up to the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. But going back up front, the 14 of Vern Bradley with 68 of Simley on his rear end. Vern Bradley trying to draft the outside to slow them down, but so far no luck. He is being overtaken.
Yeah, no doubt. That's the 36 of Nate Lacombe. We've said his name a lot here tonight, and Damian Crump right there behind him as they come out of turn 4.
And that 5 of Gary Woolbot is going to be featuring his name here behind the 73 of Mark Brown. They will most likely go 3 wide. Yep, the 73 Mark Brown going to take it through where the 5 of Woolbot will follow.
Yeah, 3 wide right here on the front straightaway with like a 6-7 car pack right here. It's a 3 wide going into turn 1 and 2. It's a 36 in the middle with the 73 of Mark Brown right there on the high side. But Damian Crump is your leader out front.
And right in the try over Mason, the 14 of Bradley tried to take it 4 wide, but thought twice. So then I was like, no, I'll just push the 12 of Crump for now. And right now the 36 of Lacombe was able to still hang on to the lead of the outside despite being left out to try a split 3 wide.
Yeah, I don't think 4 wide's a very good idea here, but Nate Lacombe's still on the outside fighting. It looks like he's been on the outside all night tonight fighting for that lead, and he's got it a couple times, but it's definitely Damian Crump out front right now.
Yeah, and that 14 of Vern Bradley does jump to the outside to get assistance from the 36 of Nate Lacombe to get past or zoom past the 12 of Damian Crump, and that does give us a new leader, the 14 of Vern Bradley, who does go to the bottom lane. Will he stay up with the 36 of Lacombe? Yes, he does seem to be staying up with him to try and get them both clear before turn 3.
Yeah, this is one thing to do to earn your little respect right here at Talladega. Is that we coming up onto the lap car, and that is lap car of Robert Victory. He was up front, but I don't know what happened to him, but they'll catch him really fast.
Yep, he will be going a lap down if they do get around him, and he most likely was one of the drivers involved in that big wreck that we had, as these guys do come up to him double foul, and he most likely will be going high to let them go.
Yeah, I'm trying to listen to the radios right now, and it looks like he will be going high, which that's a preferred line, I would say, when you're passing a lap car, is just tell him to go high and stay up there. But, they try to get his drive up there, which was risky, no doubt. But Nate Lacombe and that's a 12 of Vern Bradley, or 14 of Vern Bradley, my bad, Nate. Vern moves down and will be your leader.
Oh, the 14 of Bradley goes down to the bottom, but back to the outside, loses all his momentum, will be split 3 wide by the 5 of Woolbot, the 36 of Nate Lacombe, and right now he does continue dropping.
Yeah, you didn't catch that right there, but the 7 and the 18 kind of got in a little conflict right there. The 7 moved down, which he was a lap car, which you got to be respectful for these leaders, but the 18 right there kind of got messed up by the 7 of Robert Victor right there on the back straightaway.
When Robert Victor is able to hang on to this draft, he's now in the draft of the lead pack right behind the 5 of Gary Woolbot. And right now, Mason, that 7 of Victor, is trying to get his lap back the hard way. And it looks like the first truck to be a lap down is a 73 of Mark Brown. So he will be trying to get his lap back the hard way, and at the same time trying to keep the 73 of Mark Brown behind him to so he can be eligible for the Lucky Dog.
Yeah, no doubt. When you're racing these super speedways and you're racing someone like that for the Lucky Dog, it sure is hard at Talladega or even Daytona, because in a pack you really don't have anywhere to go unless someone else makes the move and you can work with them. But these guys side by side for the Lucky Dog right now.
Yeah, I actually just noticed that as well. They are side by side. I thought the center of victory of Mark Brown was way further back in the pack, but nope. They have found each other. They are side by side. And right now, the 7 of Victory trying to get assistance from the 18 of Rick Donovan to try and maybe help him get past the 5 of Woodward, the 36 on 8 Lacomi, maybe make the outside line work. But this 18 of Donovan is just content with riding at the moment.
Yeah, right there, out of the tri-over right there, you see the 12 got a little loose. He got sideways. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I sure did. But he got sideways, and it might be those tires, and it might be the heat, because he was loose, no doubt. You just keep an eye on him and everybody else here at Talladega, because sure is hot out there.
Yeah, it is very hot. It is wearing out those tires. From experience, I have noticed that too, is that once those tires start going, that rear end down start to snap around on entry on the turns of turns number 2 and 3. So these guys do have to lift to avoid causing trouble, getting loose.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything right now, but I don't think that was the last caution, the one that we saw. But the 12 and 36 fight all the way down to the line, and it's still Damian Krupp is your leader.
And right now, Lenda caught me trying to side draft the 12 of Damian Crump to increase his momentum or increase his speed as the 5 of Woobot struggles to keep up with him. Right now, Woobot just seems to not be wanting to push. He's like, hey, we have a long way to go. My motors might be overheating here shortly, so I'll just play it safe and back off.
I'll tell you someone who wants to go in a hurry is that 18 of... Oh, it's a wreck in turn 3 and 4, 18, 77, 5, and the 7 all involved in that wreck, and it looks like 73 will be your lucky dog with this caution.
Oh man, on replay, let's focus on the 7 of Robert Victory.
Well, as we go to our Dre Broadcasting replay, as you said, we are going to focus on the 7 of Robert Victory here, as it looks like he was leading. He was third in on that outside line. He had the 18 of Rick Donovan there behind him. They are coming through the turn here. Yeah, it just looked like just a little bit as he was riding in line. I do know that it also involved the 77, I do believe, of Tyler Hallman, as they are now getting ready to come into turns 3 and 4. Looks like they were running 7 of Robert Victory there, running just ahead of the 73 of Brown, fighting for that lucky dog as they come out of turn number 4. Looks like they get down, and or Nate Lacomi up front is side drafting here, is coming in back into turn number 1. They are still side by side there, as it looks like the replay went a little further back than it should have. We see the 18 of Rick Donovan try to take it 3 wide here. Is the 7 of Robert Victory still running in that middle, comes down, makes contact with the 77 of Hallman, and that gets all them trucks involved, as that is going to bring out another caution here tonight.
Man, the driver who got the worst end of that deal was the 11 of Johnny Dressler, who was further back behind the pack. He tried to get into the brakes, but there was a truck that was spinning ahead of him, and he did end up tapping it and blew his motor because of it. And I believe Johnny Dressler was involved in the other incident that happened before, so he is out of backup trucks. He ended up using it, and most likely will be done for tonight's race, retiring. But going back up front, we are being led by the 12 of Damian Crump, the 68 of Scott Simley in second, 14 of Vern Bradley third, 36 of Nate Lacomi fourth, and the 6 of Tom Wetmore will be in fifth. And at this point, everybody has pitted in.
Yeah, like you said, the 11 of Johnny Dressler got involved in that wreck. But like I said at the beginning of the race, it's not worth it if you're sitting there in the back of the pack and go through this wreck. I mean, honestly, I'd just stop where you're at and just wait for that wreck to clear out. I mean, that's what I'd do, because it's just not worth it. If you're gonna spend that much time in the back, just stay calm and you know, like you said, he didn't have anywhere to go, but just hard for that number 11 Johnny Dressler. Tough night here at Talladega.
Yeah, hopefully we do look forward to seeing him next week for chase race number 2 for the Chicagoland Speedway for the American Ethanol 225. And right now we do have a 10 of Cole Glasson, who hasn't yet pitted in, and is behind the pace car as we speak, so he will be getting his lap back. Oh, actually, nope, he is going down pit road as we speak, so that does void his chance to get a lap back with 1 to go.
like we were talking about the 73 Mark Brown and the 7 of who is that? The 7 of Robert Victory. Is they're battling for the lucky dog. We were commentating right there about them two, but as that wreck happened, the 7 got involved in it, and 73 was your lucky dog.
Yeah, that was unfortunate for the 7 of Robert Victory who got involved in that, but that was good on the part. I mean, so one driver was not happy, but one driver was smiling. 73 Mark Brown was happy about it, but 7 of Victory was not. And right now, Victory is still a lap down and will try to get his lap back the hard way, but by the looks of it, the driver who's next in line for that lucky dog is the 10 of Cole Glasson. So the 7 of Victory will be battling the 10 of Glasson and 7 of Tyler Holman.
Yeah, if you're wanting another drivers in a different series tonight, as it looks like the Cup and the Xfinity's coming back here tomorrow night and the next night, I would be watching these guys. Honestly, I'd be watching these guys for how they're running tonight, and it looks like it's gonna be it's a little rough, but I know some of these guys tonight are racing Xfinity tomorrow night, and I'm guarantee they're getting experience and they know what not to do tomorrow and what to do.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, these guys will. That is a very good strategy for them to do. You know, experiment some things here and see what it's going to be like tomorrow, and know exactly what to do and what not to do. And right now, I'm looking at the field, and Mason, we do have a lot of drivers a lap or more down. We only have, it's showing 14 drivers on the lead lap, and everybody else is a lap or more down.
Yeah, your first lead lap, lap down car is Cole Glasson, like you said, but our Victory is still a lap down, and they're only one, but you got 3 cars, 1 lap down, and you got 3 2-lap down cars, but yeah, it's just a rough night here at Talladega when you get a lap down.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, looking at the drivers who are in it for the chase, we have Ryan Gable, who has 2 wins. Tom Wetmore, Cole Glasson. These 3 drivers have 2 wins. Aiden Young, Nate Lacombe. These 2 drivers have at least 1 win. Bryant Ward, Bryce Senesac, Scott Simley, Matthew Wells, and back Rick Donathan, Johnny Dresser, Mark Brown, and Gary Woobot. These 13 drivers I mentioned are all in it for the chase, for the championship. As right now, these guys are now back to 1 to green. We are being led by the 12 of Damian Crump, 36 Nate Lacombe. Behind him, 14 Bradley will be leading the outside with the help of the 6 of Tom Wetmore.
Yeah, we talked about Tom and Nate all night, as these guys have been the leaders, which it looks like you either want to be in the very back or you either want to be in the very front, because everybody in the middle has just gotten incidents all night, but the 36 and the 6 have incident-free nights right now.
Yeah, and these guys will have to keep in mind that they most likely will have to pit at least 1 more time in order to be able to make it all the way, Mason. So it's going to make things really interesting.
Yeah, no doubt. But these guys, all of these guys in the chase right now still have that in the back of your head, which, see, if this was a regular season race, I mean, you'd be being conservative, but you definitely wouldn't be as conservative as some of these guys are out here. But yeah, the chase definitely playing a factor in the night's race.
Yeah, as right now I've sent through Mark Brown for the back in the pack, just got his lap back. The Lucky Dog will be starting behind it at 44 of Bryant Ward, as right now they do exit turn 4. Well, Mason, do the honors.
It looks like the pace car is off here at Talladega Superspeedway. Damian Crump in that 12 car with that 14 of Vern Bradley behind him with Nate Lacombe and Tom Wetmore. His green flag is out here at Talladega Superspeedway as the 12. Damian Crump jumps up to bumper of a lead, but the 14 of Vern Bradley fights back right there on the outside.
And that 36 Nate Lacombe was caught sleeping quite a bit. Now catching up, 12 of Damian Crump, and behind him it does at the 50 of Scott Mitten coming up. And further back there is a gap between the 22 of Jason Vankel and the 50 of Mitten, who is getting some help from the 53 of Matt Skipper. That 9 of Aiden Young will struggle on the outside to get the draft of the trucks ahead of him. But right now 6 of Wetmore jumps to the outside. Third lane with 14 of Bradley. 12 of Damian Crump will go to the outside because he was getting dumped and tries to block the run of those drivers. But no, so far no luck. The 6 of Wetmore and the 14 of Bradley do clear him successfully, but he was able to successfully hold off the 36 of Nate Lacombe.
Yeah, Tom and Vern, as you see, they're coming out on the front straightaway as they're the leaders here at Talladega Speedway. But don't forget about the 12 of Damian Crump with the 50 and the 36 of Nate Lacombe right there on the outside. But it looks like the Nate right there on the outside would just kind of fall back because he has no help, and no one's really looking out there to help him.
Oh man, as you say, he was gonna fall back. He uses the benefit of that side draft, and right now he's side by side with both the 12 of Crump and the 6 of Wetmore, and so far doing a great job. If Fortunate Bradley does jump up there trying to assist him, nope, he refuses the assistance. He goes up the third lane, takes the 3 wide, gets the 12 of Damian Crump to assist him, and they will split the 14 of Bradley and the 6 at 3 wide.
Yeah, that worked out for the 36 more than did anybody else, which was crazy because he was using that side draft to his full advantage. But 36 and Damien will work together right here as they come down the front straightaway. But don't forget about the Tom, but number 6, Tom Wetmore, and the 14 of Vern Bradley.
Yeah, those drivers did decide to hook up. They were like, you know, these 2 drivers are against us. You know, let's bunch up as a pair of 2 and group up with them or against them. And right now they have the 50 of Scott Mitten, 22 Jason Van Cleek, 9 Aiden Young, 3 Matthew Skipper. These guys just riding single file 68 of Simley. Will try and use a side draft as well, like the 36 Lacombe, to try and catch up.
Yeah, that's what you got to do right there on the outside line. You got to use that side draft to your advantage. But the 36 and the 12 right here on the outside, but don't Tom Wetmore and Vern Bradley on the inside. But we haven't seen much of Aiden Young. It looks like he has kind of an internet problem back there, but haven't seen much of him in this front pack so far tonight.
Yep, right now he is coming up front, trying his best to catch up. He's side by side with 53 of Matthew Skipper. Also looking for the back in the pack, creating a second pack with a 10 of Cole Glasson. Cole Glasson does seem to be alone, but he is being caught by a 3-track pack. That's being led by 25 of Doug Blackman, 44 Brian Ward, and 29 of Matthew Welsenbach.
Yeah, Bryant's kind of been staying back there with his teammate on Devil Dog Racing. They're staying back there, just taking their time, waiting for another incident to play out. But that's who's that right there? It's Cole Glasson that they're falling back, as these guys are just going to sit there and wait for that incident like it happened before, and hopefully get through this one clean.
And the question remains here, Mason, will this pack pick the 10 of Glasson up? Because he is a lone man right now, a lone truck. He is the next driver in line for that lucky dog. He just overtook the 7 of Robert Vick, who just put it in a lap ago on the apron. So by the looks of it, he will be getting that lucky dog if the caution does come out. But I do wonder if they're going to pick him up. The 25 of Blackman, 44 Brian Ward, and 29 of Welsenbach.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very smart not to, because more cars equals more speed here at the Speedway.
In that case, they might pick him up. Number 25 Blackman and 44 Ward do have greater momentum and greater speed, so they do go around him while pulling the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach. But by the way they're going here, Mason, he will be able to tag on to the draft.
Yeah, no doubt, which will probably honestly help them on the long run. But you see the 25 and the 44, they're going to go way wide, and I might lose a little bit of speed. But that 10 right there of Cole Glasson is just going to fall right behind them probably.
And going back up front to our leaders, we do have the 6 of Wetmore in the lead. Oh, 6 of Wetmore battling the 36 of Nate Lacombe. These guys were side drafting the crap out of each other here as we enter turns number 1 and 2, being pushed by the 14 of Bradley and the 12 of Damian Crump. These guys have found fifth here, trying their best to shake off the guys behind them. The 70 of Mark Brown, the 50 of Scott Mitten, and 68 of Simley.
Yeah, these guys sure are racing hard here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway, but not as hard as it was during that beginning little group. We had about 20 cars in that lead lap group when it first started, but now we have about 6, 7, 8, even 9 cars in this lead lap group. So that will probably not cause as many problems as we had before, but you never know here at Talladega.
Yeah, it is very, very unpredictable indeed. And, you know, those guys, most drivers were involved in at least one of those incidents. So they did end up using one of their only backup truck. And that really has really shaped up the way they're handling those trucks. Right now, they're just trying to create their own packs, trying to keep the distance between them and anybody ahead of them or anybody around them, so they can be more likely to avoid anything that's coming their way. And right now, 36 Lacombe does clear the bottom lane, but decides to stay high, pulling the 12 of Crump.
Yeah, like you said, with Crump right there, They're on the outside line, following Nate Comey with the 6 of Tom Wetmore as the leader, but they pass a lap truck of Tyler Hallman right there. But the 6 of Wetmore on the bottom with 36 of Nate Comey on the outside.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to the 77 of Tyler Hallman. Oh yeah, he was involved in the last incident that we had. He is currently being shown 8 laps down in 18th place, and right now he is pushing about 164 miles an hour and increasing. But that machine does seem to have a little bit of damage on the front end.
Yeah, no doubt. Like we've talked about all night, you cannot have damage here. I mean, it's just period. Don't want damage at these fast tracks because the aerodynamics of it just gone. It will make you get 20 miles per hour slower, if that. But yeah, it's just unfortunate for that number 77.
Oh yeah, and what makes it worse is that he does not have any draft to counter for it. So right now, the thing is, he's not giving up. He is going out there, still staying out there, putting down as many laps as he can, so he can get better points.
Yeah, these guys up front sure are racing hard, though. As you see, the 6 of Tom Wetmore with the 12 of Damien Crump right there. But Tom, I mean, I wouldn't be shocking if he ended up in victory lane tonight here at Talladega, because he's been leading this race all night. He's been one of the most dominant cars, such as Nate Lacombe, as these guys have been racing hard, and they haven't gotten an instance, so they're definitely in the catbird seat tonight.
Yeah, and speaking of Tom Wetmore, he did qualify on the pole tonight, and has been on a roll ever since those of you had pointed out, and right now trying his best to hold off the 14 of Vern Bradley, who's been putting on a very, very tough fight against him, and the 12 of Damian Crump and 72 of Mark Brown trying his best to keep him up there.
Yeah, these guys in the lead right here, they don't look like they're racing hard, but they definitely are right now in the driver's seat. But the 6 of Tom Wetmore, still your leader here at Talladega Super. But if you go back, you'll see this second group start forming back up. But the smartest thing for these guys to do right now is just get single file and catch that lead tight. These guys are definitely not out of it. I could see any of these guys back here still in this race, just because this track definitely creates some crazy finishes, and honestly takes a little luck to win one of these.
And yeah, speaking of that second pack, last time we had checked Mason, that was actually 3 different packs, but they were able to catch each other and form one big pack, and because of it, their speed has increased a lot, and right now they do seem to be making up a little bit of time lap after lap against those leaders, and being led with 44 Brant Ward, 29 of Matthew Wells, and back 10 of Cole Glasson, 25 of Dan Blackman gets assistance from the 44 of Brant Ward, who chooses to jump down in front of him, leaving the outside 29 wasn't back in the 10 of Glasson.
Yeah, that 25 and the 44, they're teammates at Devil Dog Racing, but if you look right there on the high side, that's Cole Glasson. Both of his teammates are out of this race, which might affect him drastically, but I mean, kind of need your teammates here, but you kind of don't. But we'll see how this race plays out. These guys kind of fall back to single file, which is where they want to be, especially to catch this lead back.
Oh yeah, if you don't have your teammates, you just depend on anybody who has a gas pedal or who has a truck that is not damaged. And that's exactly what he's doing. He is pushing on the 29 of Matthew Wells, but he is also an amazing driver here in this series, going for the back up front. We do have the 53 of Matthew Skipper, the 68 of Scott Simley. These guys just content with riding, and it looks like the battle up front has seemed to have gone down quite a bit.
Yeah, like you said, these guys are just content with riding. I wouldn't be surprised if these two groups just went single file, but all in the back of these guys' heads, I mean, they're all racers, and they're all going to do what it takes to get a little piece of that lead here tonight, as Nate Lacombe fighting his way back up front with, like I said, my pick to win tonight, Aiden Young right there behind the 36 of Nate Lacombe.
And last time you had mentioned how you had talked about how you hadn't seen Aiden Young up front in tonight's race, but as soon as you said that, he did get up here, and that 12 of Damian Crump does seem to be getting very, very loose on that bottom lane. That most likely that actually does explain why the bottom lane is not the place to be, because people keep getting loose on it.
Yeah, like I said, Damien is the guy that got loose last time I saw, but once you get on these old tires and this slick race surface, you're going to get a little sideways, no doubt. But no other than Nate Lacombe and Tom Wetmore battling up front once again.
And that second pack we talked about being led by 29 of Matthew Rosenbach. These guys have chose to all to go single file. But on the outside, they do have the 09 of Senesac and the 13 of Ryan Daniels, just pretty much riding their own race lines here.
Yeah, I see their speeds. If you compare their speeds to the lead pack, they're going about 190 in the lead pack. It's going about 195, 192. But yeah, if you just stay in that single file line, hopefully that speed comes, and hopefully you'll get back up to the lead pack. But as we speak right now, Damien Trump right there getting pushed by the 9 of Aiden Young. Aiden Young moves down low, and 12 comes down low with him, but that leaves Nate Comey back on the outside by himself, but he'll have some help back there with the 68 of Scott Simmons.
Yeah, and throughout the whole entire race, Mason, I've noticed that the 36 of Lacombe has preferred to stay on the outside. He had controlled the bottom line a lot of times, a bunch of times throughout the entire race, but he still decided to stay high. So maybe he just prefers the outside, and he does seem to be doing a great job out there, so it does explain a lot.
Yeah, no doubt. That 36 has been glued to the outside line, no doubt. But it looks like my man Aiden Young is back on the outside lanes. It looks like he's going to be battling for the lead right here with Damien Crump and Tom Wentmore. But 36 and Nate Lacombe, we're going to call him the high line specialist tonight. But as they come down the back straightaway, it looks like that 9 kind of has the advantage, but 12 still right there in the lead.
Yeah, the 14 of Vern Bradley does stay side by side with 73 of Mark Brown, the 68 of Scott Simley, and also for the back 50 of Scott Newton and 53 of Matt Skipper. Matt Skipper, an amazing driver as well this season, has been just keeping a low profile tonight.
Yeah, just like a lot of these guys here tonight, don't forget about that pit stop coming up in a couple of laps. I don't know what these guys are shaping up to be in fuel, but we'll probably see some pit stops here tonight if the race goes on like this.
Yeah, and with the way the packs are smaller now, Mason, we shouldn't be surprised to see if these guys do get in as a whole entire pack. They most likely will get in as a whole pack because they are small enough to do that.
Yeah, as Robert Victory looks like he might be going another lap down right here, as he's a couple seconds right here in front of the lead lap, but I just heard over the radio he'll be staying high for these leaders, as Damien Crump will be right there at his back bumper here fast.
The 9 of Aiden Young will leave the outside of the helmet. 36 and 8 coming to assist him to get that momentum back up, battling the 12 of Crump, being pushed by the 6 of Tom Wetmore. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick commercial break so you guys can get some more popcorn and refreshments. Be right back, so stay tuned.
Drivers, start your reading. Motor Sim Racing Magazine is the first and only magazine dedicated to sim racing. Every month we'll be covering the hot topics around the world of sim racing. So if you're looking to be in the know, go to www.motorsimsracing.com. You will find articles from your favorite drivers, leagues, and other prominent people in the sim racing community. Want an update of your favorite league? We got it. Want to learn the basics on finding a perfect league for you? We got it. Want to know more about how leagues are run? We got it. So remember, when you want to know what's going on in the sim racing world, go to www.motorsimracing.com.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fred's 250 for Chase Race number 1, part of the Xtreme Motorsports Hunting World Truck Series. Well, going back to the race, we are still being led by the 12 of Damien Crump, the 6 of Tom Wetmore, in second place, the 9 of Aiden Yang in third, 22 Mark Brown in fourth place, 52 of Matt Skipper being shown in fifth place. And Mason, it has seemed as though these guys have gone to single file for the most part, so something tells me those green flag pit stops are very close.
Yeah, no doubt. That's where you want to be when that green flag pit stop hits. But side by side right here, they've been battling for that lead with Damien Crump. But who's that right there behind? That's Scott Minton. We haven't talked about him. No, that's not Scott Minton. Who is that? Right there behind Aiden Young.
Oh, that would be the 53 of Matt Skipper, the driver who has been keeping a low profile, but now he has put his hammer down to the floor, trying to clear that bottom lane. That's been led by the 12 of Crump and pushed by the 6 of Tom Wetmore, but so far they don't seem to have enough help from behind.
Yeah, I didn't even know who that was, honestly. He's been definitely keeping a low profile, but it looks like he's been in that lead pack all night tonight, but he'll be glued to that back bumper of the 9 of Aiden Young.
And we have some rewind here between the 04 of Gable, the 36 of Lacomi, and the 50 of Scott Mitten. But they do go back to double fouls. The 04 of Gable falls in line behind the 36 of Nate Lacomi, but right now being overtaken by the 7 of Robert Victory, a driver who has had some bad luck tonight, but he's still in it to win it.
Yeah, no doubt. As we're inside with 30 to go here at Talladega Super Speedway, close to 25 to go, but these green flag pit stops will definitely show who's going to be in contention for this win, because you don't want to make a mistake on pit road with these, definitely with these green flag pit stops.
Oh, going up front, the 9 of Aiden Yang goes up into the wall, tugs a little bit, but was able to hang on to that, but that did cost him the lead of the outside, being overtaken right now by the 04 of Gable. Just lost the lead, the 36 of Lacomi and the 53 of Matt Skipper. He just went from 0 to 0 really quickly, but right now he's going to fall back in line behind the 50 of Mitten and the 04 of Ryan Gill, but he decides to stay high. Nope, he goes down to the bottom, 50 of Mitten.
Yeah, I don't know if that was intentional or not by Aiden, but honestly, that's where I'd want to be right there in the back of that lead pack. He might be setting up for green flag pit stops like we've been talking about, but we just gotta keep watching and make sure everything plays out great. It looks like they're kind of going back to single file racing, which kind of looks like they're going to be having green flag pit stops here soon.
And we talked about Aiden Yang having green flag pit stops, and yes, he is down to as we speak. That's good call, Mason, and he's followed by the 7 of Robert Victory. Going to be the first trucks to go down for green flag pit stops.
That can be a good thing going down with one car, or that can be a bad thing here at Talladega, because you kind of want to go with your group here at Talladega, because that's who you got speed with, and you just can't really get split away from them, or you just won't have any speed.
Right now, Aiden Yang exits pit road on his own. Yeah, that is gonna cost him a little bit of time. But going back up front, those leaders are still yet to hit in. They are overtaking the 14 of Bradley and the 09 of says that bad net got up front. 53 months keep a big wreck on the front stretch. Oh, that involves 73 of Mark Brown as they continue piling in.
Yeah, big wreck. The 09 was involved in that one.
Oh man, let's focus on the 53 of Matt Skipper on replay.
Well, as we dial in our Dre Broadcasting instant replay here, we are going to focus, as you said, on the 53 of Matt Skipper here to see if we can see exactly what happened. As he was riding door-to-door with the 12 machine coming here into turn number 1 with the 36 of Nate Lackamy right behind him. As he gets door-to-door there with the 6 of Tom Wetmore. He's still got the 36 of Nate Lackamy pushing there as they make a good run coming out of turn number 2, coming down on the backstretch. Now, as these guys are getting closer to 2 lap vehicles in front of them here, coming into turn number 3, looks like Nate Lackamy gets a little squiggly there coming into turn number 3, but it's still pushing on the 53 of Mitten as they go 3 wide trying to get around these lap vehicles here. is it looks like Crump comes up a little bit into the 53. The 6 of Tom Wetmore was able to get around it. The 73 of Brown got some damage. Oh, that is definitely going to shake up his race as it is.
Yeah, if you look at that, look at the 53 right there on that replay. Kind of came down a little bit, which creates, it looks like an invisible, but I mean, if y'all see that on y'all's screen, but kind of looks like a net code for sure, but yeah, it just stinks. It ruins a lot of guys' nights tonight.
Yeah, at the moment, everybody does seem to be going down pit road, and some drivers who are content for the lucky dog. Well, the 10 of or the 09 of Bryce Sensak was involved in that. The 10 of Cole Glasson does get that lucky dog, and he gets around the pace car.
Did we go back up front? Ryan Gable? No, he's alive. No, who's our leader out here?
It's showing the 13 of Ryan Daniels as our leader, as he catches up to the 29 of Matthew Rosenbach, the 09 of Senesac, 14 Vern Bradley, 7 Robert Victory, 04 of Ryan Gable. All these drivers do seem to be more than a lap down.
Yeah, when we get back going green right here, we'll have under 20 laps to go. So it looks like pit stops won't be an issue, but some drivers' aggressive moves might be the issue. But this definitely is going to heat the race up. But yeah, you know, you just got to watch and see who comes out on top of that.
Yeah, it's really going to be very, very interesting because, you know, these guys trying to get the most points possible, or trying to occupy the exact same real estate just so they can be in contention for the championship, because they have the championship on the line. But right now, the 09 of Senesac, who was involved in that incident, 14 of Vern Bradley, both drivers do seem to have the damage, so they most likely haven't gone down pit road yet.
Yeah, that's definitely going to shake things up with drivers, because we don't know who was really involved in that first two wrecks, unless you totally remember. But yeah, because we don't know who has a fast sprayer and who doesn't. But it's just frustrating if you're one of those chase drivers that you already use your fast sprayer and you can't use your next floor because you don't have one. But yeah, when you have damage, it definitely slows your car up here.
And that just might give us a little bit of time to get a race interview in. If we don't go 1 to green, we will be interviewing the 12 of Damien Crump. Yep, looks like we are still 2 to green, so we will give the pull up the 12 of Damien Crump for race interview. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have the 12 of Damien Crump up here. Let's get up there, bud.
Doing good. How are you guys up in there in the broadcast booth?
Doing good too, thank you. Well, Damien, you have been doing an amazing job in tonight's race, just pretty much keeping your foot down to the floor, trying to occupy a bunch of lanes there to try and lead as many laps as possible. How's your race going so far, Damien?
It's been a little squirrely up in the front a little bit, but it's been going great. Everything's great.
Oh, copy that. And Damien, you do seem to be having a little bit of trouble in that bottom lane in the tri-oval. Tell us about that, buddy.
I think it's the bump in coming through the tri-oval that just gets the car a little bit squirrely, so just gotta watch out about that. That's why I've been trying to avoid it every time we come through.
Oh, damn, but the good thing is every time you've gone sideways because of it, you've been able to recover from it and maintain all your momentum. And how's the track feeling tonight, buddy? Do you think you have what it takes to beat these guys?
I think so. I think we have a good truck under us, you know, with our cross-match karaoke with Alex Toyota. I think we can make it back up there to the front. Now I got 4 fresh tires.
Oh, 10-4. And at this point, you guys have pitted in, so you can make it all the way. And Damien, anybody we should expect to see you with up front?
Me and Mark Brown and Aiden Young were kind of on the same pitch strategy before the caution, so we might be going up with them again.
Oh, copy that, Damien. Well, Damien, good luck to you, buddy, and take some names.
All right, thank you.
Well, that was the 12 of Damien Crump, currently in 13th place, has been an up-front runner all night long tonight after starting in 7th place. But right now, going back up front, we are now back to 1 to green. Oh, nope, we are still 2 to green. with the 6 of Wetmore being shown in the lead, the 14 of Bradley behind the pace car, 7 of Robert Victory, and the 04 of Ryan Gable.
Yeah, I think this is when you really want to start making your move to the front, which if you're one of those guys in the chase and you still have a hope here tonight, if you want a good finish, you definitely want to stay in that lead pack. But if you see some of the guys such as Bryant Ward, Doug Blackman, and let's see, well, those are kind of the main ones I've seen all night tonight running in those back groups. This is where they want to come up and run in this front group. So we haven't seen them a lot tonight, but we'll definitely probably see them here in the closing laps.
Oh, absolutely. The more the laps wind down, the more new faces we see up front, because those guys do end up putting those hammers down to the floor to try and take some names, because they've done all the riding, they've taken all that out of the system, and now it's race time. That 09 of Bryce Senesac currently being shown a lap down on pit road, and that engine is not running, so he is getting some service, so some damage fixed. As he starts that truck up and is now off pit road, got some damage fixed. Doesn't seem to be too bad, so he most likely still will be able to maintain the draft.
As we see the 44 and the 25 going on pit road, is these guys more than likely going to take one to go right here.
Yeah, Bryant Ward, Doug Blackman down pit road. This is a strategy for them to go back behind the pack, just like they've been running all night long. But they'll most likely just try and start setting those guys up to make third lane work.
Yeah, it looks like Tom Whitmore is here, like you've said, but don't forget about that 68 right there. Scott Simley, he's been running that front pack, but he's just not. We just haven't really. Just hasn't been the main guy to talk about, but he can come out of nowhere and win these races for sure. But so I wouldn't lose focus on that 58, Scott Simley.
Yeah, and he has a 36 of Nate Lacombe, who will be assisting him on this restart, as a 22 of Van Click in turn will be assisting the leader of the bottom lane, the 6 of Tom Wetmore. We have the 53 of Matt Skipper, third place on the bottom lane, with a 50 of Mitten on the outside. And Mitten has seemed to have had some splitter damage on his truck, but it hasn't been affecting him at all tonight.
Yeah, when you start seeing damage like on the top, that on your front bumper and stuff like that, your splitter, well, yeah, your splitter and your spoiler, that's where things will kind of slow you down. But yeah, if you even have a little bit of damage here, I mean, it should slow you down. But like you said, the splitter on who it was? Who'd you say it was?
Oh, that was the 50 of Scott Mitten.
Yeah, it looks like it hasn't really affected him here tonight so far, but you can't really count anybody out here at Talladega.
As we do exit turn 4, these guys getting bunched up nice and tight. The pace car is off. It is go time. No more pit stops required. That green flag will fly. The 6 of Wetmore does put it down to the full. They do all abuse those gas pedals. 22 Jason Van Click caught slipping quite a bit, but trying to redeem himself by catching up. The 6 of Wetmore start pushing. But he's still Lacombe pushing all over the 68 of Scott Simley, while pulling the 50 of Scott Mitten with him.
Yeah, it's been the 6 and the 36 show all night tonight here at Talladega Super Speedway. But the 68 of Scott Simley, one of the guys has been running kind of towards the back of this lead pack all night. Looks like he wants to make his name big as the 36 moves up high to make it 3 wide, which he kind of falls back right there behind him. But Scott Simley looks on the outside and wants this lead.
And because of it, the 50 of Mitten does start catching up because they did lose a lot of speed when they tried to split it 3 wide. And right now the bottom lane just seems to be overtaking the 50 of Scott Mitten, lost the 53 of Matt Skipper and the 5 of Gary Woolbot, but nope, the 9 of Aiden Yang, the rescue of the 50 of Scott Mitten, and that momentum will increase.
Yes, some of these guys are in the chase here tonight, but yeah, the 6 Tom Wetmore has been battling for this lead all night, but don't forget about Scott Simley, like I said before. They're side by side coming out of 2 right now.
And That 9 of Aiden Young will fall in the bottom lane in line behind the 53 of Matt Skipper, but so far keeps peeking the outside, most likely just trying to get a run. The 53 of Matt Skipper, or maybe the outside line work, or maybe push the 50 of Mitten past the 36 of Lacomi and the 6 of Wetmore.
Yeah, as we come down to about 16 laps to go here at Talladega Super Speedway. You really can't forget about anybody back here in the back of this pack, because this, like I've said before, I've said this probably 100 times tonight, but this is Talladega. You don't know who's gonna win this race. Like before, like Daytona earlier this year in this truck series, and Aiden Young came out on top. But these super speedways are crazy because you really do not know who's gonna win this race. But favorite looks like to be in the 6 and the 68 right now up front.
Oh yeah, it's all about being at the right place at the right time, being in the right draft with the drivers who have runs. And right now, going back up front, we do have the 68 of Simley clears the bottom and jumps down, dumping the 32 of Lacomi on the outside on his own.
Yeah, 36 and Nate Lacomi's up there all by himself, but don't forget about the 53 of Matthew. Well, who's that? That's 9. Yeah, 53 of Matthew Skipper up there behind the 36.
And that 32 Lacomi was trying to side draft to do what he does best, get that side draft to the bottom lane. As the 53 of Skipper caught up to him with the 9 of Aiden Young. Those guys are bunched up nice and tight, and the 22 of Van Click as well, bunched up behind the 6 of Tom Wetmore.
Yeah, don't forget about that 12 car. Like he said when we were interviewing him up here in the booth, he said that bump right there out of the dry oval, that'll get him sometimes. Just keep an eye on that. But I don't know where he's at actually.
Yeah, he's currently in 11th place right now, jumps up to the middle lane and will be taken 3 wide, well 2 wide on the outside by the 44 of Ward, being pushed by 25 of Zach Blackman. They didn't have a good enough run, so they dropped down behind the 5 of Gary Woolbot and try and get past the 12 of Crump. But Crump does seem to be getting some draft from the 04 of Gable, who drops back down to the bottom lane, but now getting draft from the 13 of Daniel.
Yeah, you see some of these teams working together, like I said earlier tonight. But you go back up towards the front, side by side, to come down the Talladega Super Stretch, as they'll stay like that into turn 4.
And last time we checked, the 22 of Jason Van Click was tied in the back bumper with 6 of Tom Wetmore to provide the third truck in line draft. To increase the momentum of the bottom lane, but ever since then he has fallen back quite a bit, giving them enough room for that side drop. Is getting very real, very dangerous, as the 9 of Aiden Young does drop down in front of him, leaving the 10 of Cole Glasson to drive on the outside.
Yeah, Cole Glasson right here in the back of this kind of lead pack, but you really can't forget about this pack right here behind them. But I don't know if they have the right leader, because you said Scott Mitten had a little bit of damage, but should be able to catch back up. They're going 197 down the back here, which almost hit 200 miles per hour right there.
Oh yeah, these guys are countering that damage, using that drop and using that bump draft, that 04 Gable side of the back bumper of the 44 of Bryant Warner. Yep, they are catching up, and they have caught up. You can technically say they have caught up to that lead pack, the 10 of Glasson and the 22 of Jason Van Click. Like I said, Lacomi does lead this lap.
Yes, he does. He's probably led some of the most laps here tonight at Talladega Speedway. But Matthew Skipper gets loose right there. Aiden Young kind of applies the bump. Oh, they're tight right here, coming out of turn 2.
Oh man, and that does give the battle back to 36 of Lacomi and the 68 of Scott Simley, who most likely will be leading this lap due to the mistakes of the outside line right there. But that 10 of Glasson will come back with a big run. The 9 of Aiden Young does jump down the bottom lane to assist the 22 of Van Click.
Things sure are heating up here at Talladega Speedway. Nate Lacomi right here on the outside, battling with the 68 of Scott Simley, but the 6 of Tom Wetmore right there behind Scott, and the 53 of Matthew Skipper definitely does not want to give up that lead, but they'll get loose right there on the high side. 36 goes into turn 2.
And that 9 of Aiden Young just pretty much riding both lanes, trying to ride the lane that's moving, so you're going to see him go down. Oh, the 52 of Skipper and the 68 of Simley do make contact off the exit of turn number 2. And that 36 of Lacomi was clear of the bottom lane, but no longer is, as the 68 was being pushed by the 6 of Wetmore.
Yeah, as we go into green 4 right now, I think the place you want to be, honestly, is the bottom as we come out the 10 laps to go, as we take the white, I mean, not the white line, as we take 10 laps to go right here across the line. But I'm telling you, the place you want to be right now is the bottom in case that big one, number 2, happens, because at least you got a place to miss the trouble at. But on the high side, definitely is the fastest place to be right now.
And that 25 of Doug Blackmon featuring his name here behind or ahead of the 29 of Matthew Wells and back. I haven't spoken much of these two drivers. 25 of Blackmon was just riding all race long, but now he is here. 29 Matthew Wells and back. The 04 Ryan Gable pressuring him.
They're racing hard. The 53 gets loose. That's the 9 of Aiden Young. Just had an amazing save here on the back straightaway at Talladega.
Holy cow, he used up the whole track and was able to hang on to it in the very end. And that did spread these guys out. It did really cause quite the chain effect. They are still green.
Oh, you might have to do a replay on that. That was insane. The 9, that was the craziest save I think I've ever seen at a super speedway for sure.
Yeah, because of that, the 36 of Lacomi has been left out to dry on that outside line. And that 53 of Skipper will jump up to make the outside line work. 22 of Jason Van Click almost gets in 36 of Lacomi, but they are still green.
Yes, these guys are battling inside. 10 laps to go. The 3 wide. Tom Wetmore stuck in the middle as you see a car down low. Off to the apron. I don't know who that was.
Oh, Jason Van Click back up onto the track. Loses control of it. Is able to go sideways, but hangs onto it. No harm done. Well, he did get a little piece of the 13 of Ryan Daniels, but it stays green.
These guys are racing their butts off here tonight. As you see some amazing saves here at Talladega Speedway, but that's Nate Lacomi. Who other than Nate Lacomi to be leading this race right now is Tom Wetmore sitting there battling with him.
And that 9 of Aiden Young takes over the 36 of Nate Lacomi. He'll be pushing 36 of Nate Lacomi to try and help him get back the race. Contact out front, Theodore Matthews gets hard onto the outside. As the looks like the 36 Lacomi did smack that one big wreck off turn 2. The caution will fly. The 36 Lacomi was involved. 25 Doug Blackmon and the 12 of Damian Crump. That was very unfortunate. On replay, let's focus on the 36 Lacomi.
Well, as we pull up our instant replay, as you said, we will focus on the 36 of Nate Lacomi here, as they are we're battling it out here. So it'll be interesting to see how this is played out as the 6 of Tom Wetmore has dropped down into that bottom line. Aiden Young all over that back bumper of Nate Lacomi here, coming through turns 1 and 2, it looks like, onto the backstretch. Nate Lacomi in the 53 make contact. 53, Nate Lacomi goes into the wall, comes down into Donald, to Crump, and just causes a chain reaction there. This is definitely going to shake things up here for the final laps.
Oh, it definitely will shake things up. Once we go green, it's going to be less than 5 laps to go, which will be go time. So we will see a lot of steering wheels by the end of tonight's race. But going back up front, we are being led by the 6 of Tom Wetmore. 53 of Matt Skipper in second, the 9 of Aiden Young third, 68 Scott Simley fourth, and the 10 of Cole Glasson will be shown in 5th place.
Yeah, the big one kind of strikes again here at Talladega, which doesn't surprise me at all. But like you said, things will be heating up for sure with less than 5 laps to go.
Yeah, and because of it's going to be less than 5 laps to go. You know, everybody decides to stay out except for the few drivers that were involved in that. The 36 Lacomi will decide to still stay out. Nope, he's going down. Period 22 of Jason Van Click right behind him. And we have the also 44 of Grant Ward, who got a piece of that as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to play favorites here, but Brian is my teammate, so it's just kind of heartbreaking to see him get caught up in that incident.
Yeah, once it goes green, I wonder what's going to happen. We're going to see a lot of lanes being used up. You know, we have it's 3 lanes wide here throughout the whole entire track, and 4 lanes wide in the tri-oval. And tonight, Mason, we've had 32 lead changes. That's a lot.
God, that is a lot. You know, it isn't, honestly, I mean, it is surprising, but it isn't. Look where we're at. We're at the fabulous Talladega Super Speedway, but these guys definitely know how to put on a show, and these guys, you see how much skill some of these guys have, which most of these guys, actually, I mean, these guys are some great drivers out here.
And that 09 of Brian Senesak does get the lucky dog. Will be back on the lead lap. And that's the best time to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, it is. To battle for this win, no doubt. Honestly, I think it's anybody's game so far, but remember what I said at the beginning? I said Aiden Young was my pick to win this race because he was successful earlier this season at Daytona, and he's not surprising me so far here at Talladega. He's running third.
Oh man, for the back in the pack, Mason, we have the 25 of Zach Blackmon has blown his motor. That engine is not running. It's very, very quiet. Let's hope he makes it. Well, Dave, let's ride with the 25 of Blackmon just so we can see if he makes it or not.
Sadly, I don't think it doesn't look like it. Looks like I don't know how fast it's going, but you know, it's just devastating to say the least. Doug.
Yeah, I wonder how far his pit stall is. Yep, that looks like he won't be able to make it because he's doing about 3 miles an hour and decreasing.
Yeah, just remember, caution ends this race. So whoever is in the lead when that caution flies, if there will be a caution, I don't know. This thing might go out to the end, but just remember that caution ends the race. It pauses the field where it is right there, and just be ready for that. But you know, it can also just race it out.
Absolutely, it's very unpredictable, and just a little bit of a refreshment on who is competing or who are competing in the chase. We have Ryan Gable, Tom Wetmore, Cole Glasson, all with 2 wins. Aiden Young, Nate Lacombe, both with 1 win. Bryant Ward, Bryce Senesak, Scott Simley, Matthew Wells, and back Rick Duncan, Johnny Dressler, and Mark Brown. And coming out in 13th place, up from the best driving record, will be Gary Woolbot.
Okay, if you're still sitting there on that page, so it's Tom Wetmore is not in the chase, to be correct. I don't think he is. He's had one heck of a night, though.
Oh, he definitely has. And that 53 of Matt Skipper does seem to have some right front damage. That is not a good thing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Let's see, where did the 16 go? 36, sorry about that. Yeah, 36. He's been leading most of this race. Nate Lacombe, I think we'll have about 3 laps to go when we go green. But yeah, anything can really happen. We've said this all night, but anything can really happen here at Talladega. You don't know who's gonna win this race, honestly.
Yeah, the best thing we can do right now is just hang on to our seats and hope for the best. And I hope we don't see too many steering wheels by the end of tonight's race. And as we speak, these guys do go back to double file, 1 to green. 6 of Wetmore in the lead with the 9 of Aiden Young to his rear end. 53 Matt Skipper leading the outside with the help of the 68 of Scott Simlin. Once again, we will be going green with less than 5 laps to go. And at the moment, we have 13 drivers, 13 trucks on the lead lap. And everybody else is a lap down or more, starting the 22 of Jason Van Click.
Yeah, we'll have 3 laps to go as these guys get the green flag this time around. You know, you got that 1 lap to kind of get your engines back up to speed, and then you're going to have 2 laps of madness around this place because these guys want to get back up there fast.
Gonna focus on that 12 of Damian Crump, 14 of Bradley, 44 of Bryant Ward. Also the 09 of Brian Sansa, who just got back on the lead lap. And also 22 of Jason Van Click. I said he was a lap down. As soon as I said that, he just got back onto the lead lap and will be in it to win it. And right now, these guys do enter turns number 3 and 4, getting bunched up once again for the final time. Just like you had put it on, Mason. The caution does come out, it ends the race.
Yeah, remember guys, this is the final time. If that caution comes out, well, yeah, this is the final time I'll be calling this thing. By the final time they'll be pacing in turn 3 and 4 right here, but yeah, Tom Whitmore in first with Matthew Skipper on his high side with Aiden Young right there behind Tom. As these guys pace down the front straightaway, the pace car is off here at Talladega Superspeedway. Tom Whitmore will be holding this pack back as he'll release them here in a few. Looks like Tom green flag is out here at Talladega Superspeedway. Tom Whitmore will be your leader, followed by Aiden Young. As these guys head in turn 1, 53 gets a little side ridge up there on the high side.
That 68 of Scott Simley is trying his best to catch up the back bumper. 53 of Matt Skipper to give him a little bit of life. And they do get hooked up nice and tight in the entrance to turns. Number 2, the 9 of Aiden Young, tapping that apron quite a bit. The 10 of Cole Gloves on the rescue to get that bottom lane to go. But right now the outside line is starting to propel past them with the 13 of Daniels, the rescue.
Side by side, coming down the back straightaway. As they come into 3 and 4, they're bunched up tight by each other, but it's still Tom Whitmore up in the lead here at Talladega Superspeedway.
And that outside line right now does get bunched up nice and tight, and that 53 of Matt Skipper does seem to be being a little bit slower because of that damage, and that does cause the 68 of Simmer to get ever glued to his back bumper. As a result, he does seem to be working even better than what if he had no damage. And that 13 of Daniels trying his best to keep the 68 of Simley on the 53 of Matt Skipper, but having some trouble at the moment.
Yeah, Matt Skipper will do have 1.5 laps to go as of right now, but Matthew Skipper kind of gets a little wide right there. As he turns him on the house side, that he gets loose. It looks like everybody will save it so far.
Holy cow, 68, Simley went inside, was able to hang on to, still 3 wide in the back as these guys do get trying get their stuff back together after that confusion. 5 of Woodward left out and right outside line. 22 Jason Vantage in the middle, 44 Grant Ward on that bottom lane.
Yes, race is not over, but Tom Whitmore up in the lead blocks Aiden Young for that first place position. But look at who it is. 36 of Nate Lacombe will be right there behind Tom Whitmore.
Yeah, that there's Lacombe trying to push the 6 of Tom Whitmore past the 9 of Aiden Young. At the same time, 9 of Aiden Young trying to clear the bottom lane, but so far no luck because the outside line has disconnected. 53 Matt Skipper dumps him and jumps to the bottom lane.
Aiden Young sitting into the outside line, but it's Tom Whitmore and Nate Lacombe first and second. But look who it is. Matthew Skipper will be battling for this win as they come through turn 3 and 4.
And Big Red off of turn number 2 there. Those trucks were able to get off the racing surface for the 6 of Whitmore, and the 36 Lacombe will be battling.
As 6 of Whitmore comes off turn 4 for the final time here at Talladega Superspeedway. Nate Lacombe goes high and Tom Whitmore on the bottom. The 10 goes high right there, but don't forget about the 53 on the bottom. No, 4 wide. 36 makes the move up high as he wrecks. There's a photo finish for the win. And it looks like Tom Whitmore will have this win. He looks like he led most of this race tonight.
Oh man, that was a 3 wide finish between the among the 50 of Mitten, the 6 of Whitmore, and 53 of Matt Skipper when it admitted him to do his damage, but nope, he did prove us wrong. Well, let's ride with the 6 of Whitmore for his victory lap. And we are going to interview the top 3 drive. We're going to interview the 6 of Tom Whitmore. I'm going to interview the 53 of Matt Skipper and the 50 of Scott Mitten. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be interviewing the drivers who are competing in the chase. We're interviewing Tom Whitmore, Aiden Young, and Matt Skipper.
Tom Whitmore definitely showed up too. And he definitely had the speed all night. Alright, Tom, you got a copy?
Copy that.
Alright, Tom. Tom coming into this race, first race of the season, or first race of the chase kind of season, but what were your expectations coming into this race?
To be honest, my expectation was to survive, and I wasn't so sure if that was going to happen at Talladega with the big one always coming up, but yeah, that's kind of what my expectations were.
What was your plan? What was your plan when that green flag dropped? I saw you up there towards the front all night tonight, as you and the 36 Nate Lacombe looked like y'all led most of this race tonight. But yeah, what was your plan when that green flag dropped?
It was either to stay up front where I could see clean air, or be out back where I could see the wreck happen. And fortunately, with help from guys like Nate Lacombe, Damian Crump, and Dylan Ackert, my spotter, and guys up there really helping keep the race clean. That was how we were able to keep the fenders clean all night.
Yeah, what are your plans as the chase goes on, and what are your plans as the chase goes on?
Got to keep running up front as long as to keep unloading decent DRE broadcasting trucks. I mean, as long as those keep coming out of the hauler, it'll always be fun to compete every week. But there's a lot of really tough guys out there that had some really tough luck tonight that definitely gonna be fighting for the next 4 races.
All right, congratulations on your win. You got anybody you want to thank?
Again, got to thank DRE, the Dre Broadcasting, for coming on board this truck. Beautiful new truck debuted this week, and happy to bring home the win for you guys.
All right, congratulations.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was tonight's race winner. Also competing in the chase is 6 of Tom Wetmore, but coming on in second place behind him will be the 53 of Matthew Skipper. Got a cup there, Matt?
Yes, sir, I do.
How you doing tonight, buddy?
I would be doing much better if I was 18ths of a second closer to him.
Oh, I can only imagine what you're going through right now, Matt. And Matt, you had some damage during that last restart. That did seem as though it was going to affect you quite a bit, but you did counter that by keeping your foot to the floor and being at the right place at the right time and picking the right holes and trying to just pretty much get draft while you could. And tonight, Matt, you started in 19th place and made your way all the way up into the second place position. Tell us about your race, buddy.
All right, so we started the race all the way in the back because I wanted to work with Ryan Daniels, Aiden Young, pretty much all of the Iceman Motorsports. So we chose, okay, we're going to stay in the back. We're going to stay away from the lead pack. And as we saw from the old server to the new server, that there were going to be big ones. And as we predicted, there were a couple. So as the race progressed, we knew that about lap 50, it's go time. We gotta go, or else we're gonna lose it. So Aiden and I, since we were the closest up front, we just chose, okay, we're gonna stick together and we're gonna stay there till the end. And that's how our main focus was. I also had Nate Lacombe with me, and he did such an amazing job. Aiden, Nate, and I, the Iceman gang, that was some fun. And coming off from winning the Daytona 500 back in February, I mean, even though it's cool, it also taught me some stuff about pack racing, about how to find your right lines and how to race. And it was very fun. I enjoyed it. Just wish I could be not the first place loser, but the first place winner.
Oh, 10 for Matt. Well, Matt, that is very, very nicely said, man. You put on quite the fight, just like you said. You had, a tough time trying your best to get through the field there, but you were able to do it, just like you said, with your teammate, the 9 of Aiden Young. And Matt, the trucks did seem to be getting a little bit loose. We did see a lot of guys getting sideways, including the 9 of Aiden Young, and you did too at some times. Tell us about that, buddy.
Yeah, so these tires with the slick track, since I was also talking with Matthew Welsenbach, he knew, okay, this new track is going to it's going to be very slick, so you may lose it. And since I also do dirt karting, since we run on slick tracks, you'll learn how to use your car control, and that's how I try to use tonight. And even though this is simulation, the slick track and losing it, I thought I almost lost it there once or twice, and almost killing Nate a couple laps before the end. But overall, it the track was slick, but I beat the track.
Oh, 10 for very, very glad to hear that. And Matt, this is the 5 race chase series, and you're unfortunately not part of the chase, but you still were able to come out in second place tonight. What should we expect from you throughout the race, throughout the chase series?
Well, this was gonna be my best shot to win a race because I've always been I've that these are always my best is the super speedways pretty much for everybody else. So I'm looking at the schedule. I'm gonna look at it after this and just gonna check out what tracks to test at a little more, which ones to practice more, which ones to work with, and it's going to be trial and error to see how I can not make this the first time I'm going to be up front, but this is going to be more than once.
10 for Matt, very nicely said. Well, Matt, once again, congratulations on second place finish. And before I let you go, any final words, buddy?
I just want to thank my my brand new team, MMC Motorsports, Monster Energy, Coca-Cola, the Pussycat Riot, Drive for Suicide Prevention, Volusia Karting, Peak, all different sponsors, just for coming on board this number 53, beautiful car. And if you could see on the rear bumper, it says #Pray for Eddie. That is my grandfather. He hasn't been doing so well. He just got out of hospice. So I'm just praying for a fast and speedy recovery.
Oh, 10 for Matt. We're very, very sorry to hear about that. But once again, congratulations on your second place finish. And we do hope that your grandfather gets better soon. And we do look forward to seeing you again next week at Chicago.
Thank you very much. You all have a good night.
See in here. Hey, Scott, you got a copy?
Gotcha, man.
All right, going into this race, I know you're not in the chase, but what was your plans going into this race, knowing that you have a shot to win this?
Well, I guess my biggest plan was to not wreck anybody, not wreck any of these guys that are going for their, the championship. I've only been in the league a few races, about a month or so. So I'm just here to have fun right now and get to know these guys and, race with them. Today was a lot of fun. It was a crazy finish for sure. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that 3-wide finish to the start-finish line. But, we had a good truck. We ran top 10 most of the race, definitely around 6th, 7th, 8th on that second half. Avoided a few really big ones somehow. I think I got lucky there. But, I'm just really excited to come home with a great finish.
Yeah, 10-4. As y'all lined up with 3 to go, what was your what were you thinking in your mind where you wanted to be, especially with those final laps? Where did you want to be on the track to line up?
Well, I restarted 6th. I really wanted to be on the inside, just based on past experience in these races. There's usually some sort of catastrophe at the end, and it usually tends to go up the track. So I really wanted to be on the inside. We dodged something on the backstretch, and then coming into the tri-oval there, everybody's starting to fan out. So I kind of just headed in the middle just to see what would happen, and then they got together on the outside and had a great run coming up the middle and went to the far outside and just barely missed it.
Yeah, I hear you there. Well, congratulations on the 3rd place finish. You got anybody you would like to thank?
Well, we don't have any sponsors on the truck right now. We're a new team, just representing my team, Frosty Motorsports. They're representing Michigan and Detroit, so come visit us. You'll have a good time.
All right, congratulations.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the 50 of Scott Mitten finishing in 3rd place. But next, we are gonna interview one of the drivers who is competing in the chase, the 10 of Cole Glasson. Got a call up there, Cole?
Yes, sir.
How you doing tonight, buddy?
Well, this race was a little hectic, but as you can see, finished 5th. Can't complain about that.
Oh, 10 for Cole. And Cole, tonight you started in 15th place, and your teammates, like you said, it was a hectic race for you. And it did seem as though you and your teammates got involved in a couple of incidents there, but you were still able to charge without them and end up finishing in 5th place. So tell us about that, buddy.
Yeah, well, it all started with qualifying. Did not qualify where I wanted to. 15th, did not want to start right smack in the middle of the field. Tried to lay back a little bit. We avoided the first wreck in the first server, so that was good, but then we got moved over. We also had some trouble in the second server, got in a huge wreck. And from there, went a lap down, basically playing a catch-up game. With about 20 or 30 laps to go, I did make it on the lead lap, and then made my way back up to the front. I think towards the end, we did have a shot to win. We went high in the tri-oval on the last lap, and I think I had the momentum to clear both the front two runners, but they got together, and then 36 car got into me, put me on the wall, and that basically ruined our chances at winning, but ended up with the 5th place finish. I think I could have maybe gone low instead of high and had a chance, but 6 car probably would have defended his position, but with the inside, you'd have the grass to play with instead of the wall, so overall, pretty proud of this race, can't complain.
Oh, 10 for Cole. We're very sorry to hear about what happened those last couple of laps there and what happened to throughout the entire race, the bad luck that you had, but you were still able to finish in 5th place. Like you said, after getting wrecked there, you still were able to finish in 5th place. And Cole, you have 2 wins, you have 6 top 5s and 8 top 10s. What should we expect from you, buddy, throughout the whole entire chase series?
Well, I'm just shooting for some wins in the chase. I know that if we do get wins, it'll come with the points. And with the points, we'll come out with the championship. But before we can do that, we got to finish the race as well. That's all I'm looking for, is to get some points in the next 4 races. I've looked at the tracks, and the tracks that we go to are some strong tracks of mine. So I'm looking forward to it. Tough luck for the rest of the Young Guns team, but I know it will all be there in the end.
Well, once again, Cole, I want to congratulate you on that. And before we let you go, any final words, buddy?
Yeah, I just want to thank the good Lord for blessing me at this finish. I know that He's watching over me this whole race. Also, Young Guns for being there. I know they had some tough luck, but we should get some good finishes here in the next 4 races. And then a huge shout out to Xtreme Motorsports99.com. They had a tough situation to deal with today. They got it figured out pretty quickly, got this race over with tonight instead of having to reschedule it. So huge props to them, and then DRE Broadcasting for bringing this race to everybody. Really appreciate it.
Once again, Cole, we do want to congratulate you on your success tonight, and thank you for the kind words. And once again, see you again next week at Chicago, and have a good night, buddy.
Thank you. You too.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does wrap up and round up the interviews for the top 3 finishers. The 6 of Tom Whitmore, Matt Skipper, 50 of Scott Mitten, also one of the drivers who is competing in the chase, the 10 of Cole Glasson. Well, it was an amazing race. Unfortunately, we did have a lot of drivers who had early nights due to some bad luck, but it was all a very good battlefield race. Well, we did see a lot of battles and a lot of different leaders out there. What was your highlight from tonight, Mason?
I think my highlight was the definitely watching that 3-lap shootout. And as a race car driver and as someone that enjoys the sport and someone that enjoys watching it, that's just one of the best things you can watch is a 3-lap shootout at Talladega. You never know what's going to happen, and that's definitely a great moment.
Oh, absolutely. Couldn't agree more with you on that. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the Fred's 250, which was chase race number 1, part of the Xtreme Motorsports Camping World Truck Series. But next week, we'll be racing for Chicagoland Speedway for the American Ethanol 225, which will be chase race number 2. This is going to be very, very heated because these guys are in it for the championship. The more points they get, the greater the chance they have at contending and being crowned the champion by the end of the season. And the next broadcast will be tomorrow night for the Xtreme Motorsports Xfinity Series for chase race number 1 at Talladega Super Speedway, entitled Sparks Energy 300. If you guys would like to be a part of the Xtreme Motorsports family, they run on Monday nights they run Road Series and the Can-Am Series, Tuesday nights Truck Series, Wednesday night Xfinity Series, and Thursday night they do run the Cup Series or the A cars. And they are Xtreme Motorsports on iRacing, and XtremeMotorsports99.com is their website. It has everything that you would ever need to know. So you guys can join any series based on your preferences. You can join all if you like. I am Sean Zulu, joined by Dave, Evelyn, Mason, Kane, and have a good night.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them for abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Drivers, start your reading. Motor Sim Racing Magazine is the first and only magazine dedicated to sim racing. Every month we'll be covering the hot topics around the world of sim racing. So if you're looking to be in the know, go to www.motorsimsracing.com. You will find articles from your favorite drivers, leagues, and other prominent people in the sim racing community. Want an update of your favorite league? We got it. Want to learn the basics on finding a perfect league for you? We got it. Want to know more about how leagues are run? We got it. So remember, when you want to know what's going on in the sim racing world, go to www.motorsimracing.com.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.